Hello there. Just wanted to throw this in on the back of the Return of the King, Man the F Up video that I was pushed to drop last night, and it's about that masculine and feminine. And people talk about divine masculine and divine feminine, and I guess that's a way of differentiating it from distorted masculine and feminine. But I mean, really, it is just masculine and feminine. Like, there's no distortion to it. Of course, it's divine. Like, it's you. So there's this thing about it, which makes it easier to hunt, easier to track down in you. Like that Carlos Castaneda idea. Don't throw tomatoes at me. I know all about him and what he did and what went on. All I can say is don't shoot the messenger. In the work that he brought through about hunting, about being a predator on yourself, stalking the self. I shared a very good video that someone put up somewhere in here. But you could probably just search Star Wars Carlos Castaneda. It was made about a year ago. It goes for 2 hours. It is brilliant. You don't have to like Carlos Castaneda or Star Wars to see what's going on there. It's just a really good way of being able to grasp the material and the data. A really good way to stalk this masculine and this feminine in you is when you don't feel safe and secure at all. There's something lacking in your masculine. There's a distortion there, and it's not. I mean, lacking is also the wrong word. Someone put a comment in somewhere about saying they were trying to get into their heart more, and I know that feeling exactly, but it's also incorrect. You are in your heart completely, all the time. Your head's just talking you out of it, and this is a very solid quote from one of Carlos Castaneda's book. Your mind is not yours. It just isn't. So just forget about it. Stop trying to negotiate with a terrorist. The virus is in your mind. It can't be anywhere else. That's the only place it can exist. Your brain, mind is the computer. That is the only thing that can get a virus. Virus. We know what we're talking about. Like, it's a distortion. So if you don't feel safe and secure, that's your feminine feeling insecure and unsafe. Now there might have been extraneous circumstances in your life that brought that on, which were probably not a coincidence. Something was having a go at you. Something probably is still having a go at you. Here we are. Welcome to it. Traumas, doodly-do, run it on, all the stuff that I talk about, that everyone talks about in this healing space and self-inquiry space. You've been set up to feel insecure and unsafe, because if someone can make you, even if you're really strong and in your masculine, if you can be beaten into a pulp enough that you feel unsafe and insecure, then it becomes a bit of a habit. This thought pattern, this feeling pattern becomes a habit, because the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, they run on habits. They run on autopilots. This is how the system is set up. This is why we are got at this way, because it's a weakness in the system. It's a loophole in the system. Habitual behavior is a loophole in the system. If you can get someone to do something enough and they're unaware of it, then they'll just keep doing it once you stop, even though there's no need for them to continue to do it, and they won't notice until they get conscious, become aware, become enlightened. All that means is you woke the fuck up to what's going on and you got conscious of your own behavior. And with the masculine distortion, it's all about you feel unsafe, you feel insecure. You play that out in lots of different ways. You're codependent, you're oversharing, you're feeling vulnerable in a really shitty way, you're really aggressive, you're really upfront, you're pushing yourself to the front all the time, you're making yourself seen, You're making yourself known. You're dominating others. You're knifing others in the back. Because as you dominate them, you're scared they're going to dominate you. Fear. This is all not king behavior. This is like usurper behavior. This is the weird uncle that took the king out, gave him a potion, and the king fell asleep and he's sick, and the uncle took over. And he's a doozy, right? His name's Jack. Jack in the Box, the Jack of all trades. He is a doozy, and the house that Jack built is a piece of shit. It's ready to fall down at any moment. And the king is about to wake up. Might be already we're tomorrow morning. Some of you, the king might be waking up right now. The king's about to walk back into the throne room and say, "Give me my stuff back." You are the king. But you think you're the Jack. You kind of identified with Jack, with the Duke. That's not you. That's the distortion. You are the king. So you're about to storm up into your own throne room. If you haven't seen a cross-section of what the brain looks like, you should have a look at that, like a slide, a shot of what the brain looks like. It's interesting. For one thing, it looks like someone strung up on a cross. Sound familiar? It also looks like a lot of other things. But you should check that out, because that's interesting. You, the king, Lionheart, is about to storm back into the throne room and demand his shit back. And his wife, the Queen. Queen's been waiting for a while. Trust me. You need to get in there before something pushes you in there. Because if you get pushed in there, this is like getting pushed off a cliff. Like if the king storms in with a sword in his hand and you think you're Jack, you're screwed. It's gonna be curtains for you. You're not gonna have any fun. You're gonna fight to the death. You're gonna fight yourself to the death, and then you're gonna die, because that's what's coming. And if you don't realize that you're actually the king, not the Jack, you might die. People die from purges. People die from cleanses. This is an energetic purge, which will become a physical purge. And, like, I'm not joking. It kills people, physically gone, whatever that means. So, it's time to switch gears. Are you the Jack, or are you the king? Now, we're not letting the feminine off the hook. Like, there's other stuff you can feel into that very easily. Now I've given you the look. If you had a distorted feminine, this is the manipulation for survival. This is the selling yourself. This is all of that. Your creativity, selling yourself out for a gold coin so you can eat tomorrow. Like, this is the distorted feminine. But, and your masculines doing all this stuff, because where's the mother? Where's the queen? The queen's around the corner selling herself for a gold coin so we can eat tomorrow. We don't need her to, yeah, but she thinks we do. So she's off doing her thing. She's manipulating people, she's lying, But the activation at the moment is about the king. It's about the masculine. So, if you haven't watched the blackout video from last night, check that out. But this is about what's about to happen now, the return of the king. King is about to walk back into that throne room, and you are going to have to work out who you identify with. Like Samuel Jackson, One-Eyed Jack. You're going to identify with him? Or are you going to see that for the distortion it is and remember that you are the king? No matter whether you're in a female body or a male body, The king and the queen live in you. And they're coming. So you best work out who you want to side with, because there's no setting on the fence with this one. Much love.